Hey guys, welcome back from the break. Now, in this workshop lesson, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make your web server into a secured one. That is, we're gonna convert your HTTP web server into HTTPS. So we're gonna convert this HTTP into HTTPS. Okay, so for that we have to apply a couple of things. So what we're going to apply this, how to convert HTTP into HTTPS. This is by installing HTTPS certificate. Okay, well, if you want to understand about this HTTPS and how to create certificates by contacting the CA certificate authority, it's altogether a different concept, but I would suggest you to there are a lot of tutorials about this, because this is not a part of the HTTPS thing, because that will self go for a long time. But I just want to give you a jinx about it. So even if you go to HTTPS tutorial, something like this, so you can always visit if you go for SSL tutorial, yeah, this one is perfect. SSL and SSL certificate explained for beginners. I really learned from this. I always urge you to go and understand what is this and what is happening one by one. They have clearly mentioned, he has clearly mentioned the stevesinternetguide.com. I always love to do that, so please go ahead and understand this concept. Okay, this is one thing. Now in this session, what we are going to do here is we're going to change it, how to convert HTTP into HTTP. So currently we have HTTP own learning.click. Now how to make it HTTPS://own learning.click. Right, so how to achieve this? Yes, we have to deploy a couple of certificates, and there are a couple of process for this. Yeah, and in this workshop I'm going to use some tool called CertBot. So you can always Google this one. If you go to CertBot, so CertBot is it is like an agent, yeah, wherein you can renew your certificate for your web server, using some sort of certificate automation. Yeah, so this is one of the tool which we are going to do, and this tool has been sponsored by Let's Encrypt, is another organization. It's a non-profit certificate authority organization. So we're going to use these two guys, and then we're going to do some automation. Yeah, so in order to do that, the first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to my instance. Yeah, so just click on connect and then click on connect here. Right. Great, now I've connected to my instance. Now the first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to install some extra packages for the enterprise Linux. So we call it as EPEL, 7 repository packages. So let me open brackets, and I'm gonna create a new file so that I can upload it in my GitHub. Controls, 1 minute, I'll save the file. Yep. Now, so this is the first command which you need to type. Okay, so I'm going to copy this command, and then I'm going to paste it here. Right click and then paste as plain text. So this is done. Now after this we have to install the repository packages. So you have to right click. This is the next command which I'm going to type. Okay, this is the next command. So I'm just right clicking, paste as plain text. So that is also done. Now the next thing is you have to enable something called EPEL, which is nothing but extra packages for enterprise Linux. So you have to enable it. So you need to run this command. So right click and then paste as plain text. Right, and after that you can always check whether the EPEL is enabled or not. So for that you need to go to this command, right click, paste as plain text, sudo yum repo list all. Yeah, so that is also done. Now the next thing is we are okay, so the one which we have done right now, these are all the commands which will download the necessary software for the CertBot. If you remember, I was talking about the CertBot. This is an agent, okay, which we are going to which we have downloaded, which we are going to install, and which we are going to run the CertBot. And in order to do that, before that you need to download and update a couple of your repositories. So that is those are all the commands which were provided by the CertBot company, so which I have done it. Now what we are going to do is we're going to change your Apache configuration file. Now where will you see the Apache configuration file? Okay, I'm just clearing my screen. Your Apache configuration file will be somewhere here. So you have to go for cd space etc space httpd space conf. If you type ls, so you have two files, http.conf and magic. So I am going to sudo space vi space http.conf. So if you hit enter, so this is what is this is your main Apache configuration file, your HTTP web server configuration file. Now we're gonna look for a line called, if you scroll down, there is a line called listen 80. Yeah, so which we will talk about it. Listen 80 is here, see. So you have to locate the listen 80 directory, and then we need to add couple of lines after that. Okay, so I'm gonna add something like this. So what we will do is you can very well copy and paste it from the brackets, which is very easy. So here we go. So these are all the commands which you need to copy. Now here what I want here is the virtual host space *:80, that is fine. The document root var www.html is fine. Now server name, what is my server name? My server name is not example.com. My server name is my own domain, ownlearning.click, and same thing you have to type ownlearning.click. Okay, so these are all the two things which you need to add it or edit it, copy, and then right click, and then you just paste as plain text. So these two things are done. So you have to save the file, escape and then shift ZZ : so it is saved. So just to make sure that whether the file is done, you can type less http.conf, you just press the F button, which will take the forward, and then listen 80, yes, it is done. Ownlearning.click and www.ownlearning.click, it is done. Now what you're gonna do is sudo space